That you're gonna be normal.
Yeah, I was kidding. Yeah, this is the Seven Chambers podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kanu.
I am co-host SG.
Right? And, here today, we're going to discuss, arguably one of the greatest artists to come out of the 2010s, Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, he has a bunch of names, like Kanye and all that, he Kung Fu Kenny, K. Dot.
Yes. I don't know any secret names for Kendrick, but, yeah.
Yeah, but, we're pretty much just going to be going through his whole discography as far as, original releases, so nothing before Section 80.
Yeah, although I did, listen to, Overly Dedicated and, others. He's got other stuff out there, but we're just going to stick to, his main, just the main releases that everyone knows and talks about. Just all of his biggest projects. So Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, Untitled, Unmastered. That was out of order, but you get my drift.
Okay, I was just making sure.
that was out of order, but you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, chronological order. Starting with Section 80. His first one. And for me, this is, again, he's starting off, officially, through an actual, label and all that. But,
yeah, Section 80 is his first album, right? Or is it still mixtape?
No, it's a straight up album.
Yeah, okay, so Section 80 is the first album.
Yeah, so structure-wise, it basically goes as, at least for, a few tracks, he would put in maybe an introspective track, and then between that, a braggadocious track. What I mean by braggadocious, I mean a sort of how he brags about himself being a dope rapper, pretty much, and then a few more introspective tracks or
yeah. Kendrick's always been the kind of guy to just be my bars are so good, I can talk about clothes, hoes, and God, and drugs, and all that shit in the same sentence, and have you meet it, and just, he can talk about a whole lot of things, and make very complex music, and he is not afraid to let you know, hey, this is some real shit.
Yeah.
And I love that about Kendrick. On Section 80, I feel like he really opens up he opens up, he kind of introduces himself as an artist with just giving you things to think about, fuck your ethnicity.
Yeah, which that explains for the whole album. I think it more so explains the struggles in more so the minorities.
Yeah,
not just specifically blacks.
Yeah, and I mean you can see this because of how Kendrick's grown up in Cali.
Yeah.
Compton and all that stuff. He's obviously been around a lot of different races, and you can see this theme in some of his later projects as well, where it's he doesn't care if you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. It's, are you a cool person? You dope?
Yeah, exactly.
We're all human.
Yeah, exactly. But,
and you can learn stuff from everyone else.
Of course. But, basically, again, it starts off with, fuck your ethnicity.
Yep.
Then it goes off to...
Hold up. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. I love the sample. Oh my gosh. Look, Kendrick, this is before he did... Now, this is actually, I think, this album is... the way that it's structured, as you were talking about before, is very interesting in that, his later projects, you can tell that he put a lot of time and effort and thought into this, but this is really the beginning of him, like, having, like, an idea of, like, things he wants to talk about, and then, like, having that. So, I think the theme for this album was, you know,
okay, is basically he's pretty conceptual as far as like him like being able to put like a certain message out there.
Yeah.
Like he has a lot of potential. He shows a lot of potential at this time.
Yeah, talking about like her vice, her evils, Ronald Reagan era, his vices. Dude, I love these songs, but like, I don't know. It's hard for me to like. I really should have taken the notes.
I mean, I understand. Well, I can just say right now, it's like from an analytical side, I can say that I think it was her vices, her evils, kind of the weaker side.
Mm-hmm.
Versus his vices and his evils. I'm just comparing those tracks, like not only production wise, because what was it? No Makeup Today. I think that was,
No Makeup Today.
yeah, the message saved that song for me because the production, the singing. At the time, it was okay, but listening to it again, it was pretty corny.
Within the context of the album, it works, but I wouldn't just play this if I was, sitting with the homies.
Well, yeah, no. If I was chilling with a bunch of people, then yeah, like most of this, like introspective type of tracks like that, or some of the few of the other ones I wouldn't play, honestly.
Yeah,
that's
but
just that depends on the people, actually.
It does definitely depend on the people in the group that you're with, but because it's not like you can't find Kendrick songs that you could play for like a lot of people. Everyone I know really appreciates Kendrick, but just certain tracks, it's just like, eh.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, well, it's more so for this track this album here, because I can name a slew of, like, songs from, like, other albums that
yeah, exactly.
that could definitely be,
but
like,
this is
accessible.
like the beginning. But I think Kendrick still has the moments on this album where he flexes and, he does things that I think would roll over with a lot of people, like Rigor Mortis.
Yeah, Rigor Mortis, yeah, that...
Yeah. Got me beat with Jackson's. I love that shit, man.
Yeah, basically, like, because of that beat being so, like... Yeah, I would say simplistic to a point, but,
It's like...
It gives room for Kendrick to actually, show off his lyrical ability, which is smart there, like,
yeah.
if he went out to actually pick that beat, but yeah, that was... Yeah, the rigor mortis there, like, that's just a lyrical onslaught there.
I just really quick want to go over Absol's outro. That was the first time I actually listened to... I heard Absol rap.
Yeah, same.
And I was, like, taken away by it, and great shit.
Oh, wait, actually, no. Actually, I think it was on, like, a Schoolboy Q track where I heard Absol first.
I may have heard him on Overly Dedicated.
Probably.
Actually. Or was that J-Rock?
Yeah, I think they're all on there. I know for sure Absol and, I think... I'm not sure about Q, but I know Absol was on there, I think.
But, yeah.
I think.
TDE's great.
Yeah, right. they're good. They're good.
I want to move on to Good Kid, Mad City. How are you feeling? Do you have any other thoughts on Section 80?
Oh yeah, I do. Before we get into Good Kid, Mad City, because that is we'll get into that more so. But
yeah.
Like I said, as far as like the parts that I do enjoy, again, which are the messages, and also how and how some of the songs are produced, or at least for a few of them. I think it's still a solid listen, but you can tell the datedness of it just a bit. Just it's a little bit dated.
You're saying it didn't age well for today's hip hop scene.
Yeah, for comparison, like if you're a Sonic the Hedgehog fan or a 3D Sonic fan, it's like comparing SA1 to like Sonic Generations, which SA1 is like the first 3D Sonic game.
Okay, I think I understand.
Yeah, it's like came out in 2 decades ago, actually, like 99 or 2000. But yeah, basically it has its datedness, but it's still an enjoyable listen.
Yes, I will definitely agree with that.
But yeah, moving on though.
Good Kid, Mad City. This is the one that blew Kendrick up to the moon. Everyone knew Kendrick's name after this one.
Yeah, he even got out there as far as like a Grammy nomination.
Yeah.
And good God, was that Hellraiser.
Was the biggest snub. I think everyone talked about it. People still talk about it to this day, because he lost that to MGK, right?
No, that was Macklemore.
Oh, it was Macklemore?
Yeah, which honestly,
I'm okay with interchangeable. I really don't care about either of them. So
I care more so about Macklemore. He actually brings some,
I don't know anything. So, besides like that one song that he did for gay people.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Or at least it's because thrift shops shit. I don't care about that.
Thank you, Macklemore, for that one song about gay people.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You definitely deserved that Grammy over this masterpiece.
I'm not saying he deserves it. I'm not saying he deserves it. I'm just saying what he did at that time. So just saying, it got him quite a bit of a buzz.
It did. It definitely did. But yeah, Kendrick and Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, this one was a more conceptually structured album.
Yeah, this one I would say everyone's said it. It's cinematic in the way that it plays through. You can really visualize the different scenes because it's not just songs. There's also some dialogues. There's Kendrick really does a very good. What's the word?
A good job at structuring songs between the skits and the
and just makes it easy for you to visualize, and you can paint the picture, and it's very nice. Get into his head, you almost feel like you are Kendrick, listening to this album, just you're the player, you're the character going through all of these things.
Yeah, because even then, they pretty much didn't have any. Kendrick himself didn't have any dialogue. He did not have any dialogue throughout the whole album. So you're pretty much seeing things from his perspective.
Exactly.
And just how the little aspects, say the. Well, I don't just want to say the original album cover, which is the family portrait, but the deluxe, which has the van, which is supposed to be his mom's van that he took out to do all this stuff in, just stuff like that. Just it helps connect the whole album together.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I love the story. The story is basically Kendrick. I think he's still young, out there in the streets,
Yeah.
Obviously, he borrows his mother's van because he wants to go meet with this girl, Shireen.
That's how it starts off.
That is how it starts off. Actually, doesn't it start off with the prayer?
It does, a little snippet of it.
Yeah, it does the thing where it's this is to the end of the story, but we're playing it and we'll show you how we got here.
Yeah, pretty much.
And, so that's the end. But, the beginning, Kendrick borrows the band to go see Shireen, but really he stops to hang with his homeboys first, and I think they hit a lick or something. Like they robbed somebody's house.
Yeah, that happened a few songs. Yeah, that happened a few songs after. Because at first, they're doing the whole freestyling in the car, but
yeah, backseat freestyle.
But yeah, after that, they're playing it and shit and having a good time. And
oh yes. Actually, just looking at the track list. Yeah, I'm sorry, you can keep going.
No, you're good. After having a good time and whatnot, they pretty much like these people that Kendrick are with pretty much influence him to hit a lick, pretty much rob someone.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see. Just now, I pulled up the track list and I'm looking through it. The Shireen goes into "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe," which was the song that really turned me on to hip hop and like really paying attention to rap. Really loved that song. In the context of the album, it's the dad was he was vibing.
Yeah,
he was just like, I'm feeling good right now. Like,
listening to his oldies and shit.
Yeah, like don't kill my vibe.
Yeah.
Backseat freestyle. Kendrick's obviously out with his friends, and he's talking all braggadocious and doing his things. Like, I wish my dick was 70.
About as long as the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, as long as the Eiffel Tower, so I could fuck the world for 72 hours. That shit's great. And then you go into the Art of Peer Pressure, which is like, I think the skit before that one where they were like, I hope Kendrick didn't like hit the shenanigans. Pray he hit that, because peer pressure into doing the drugs. Obviously, Kendrick has smoked before, but he's very adamant about like how I don't smoke, even though like I'm my third eye's open, basically.
Yeah, it had to be at the ending of Peer Pressure.
That had to be at the ending of Peer Pressure, because after that is Money Trees.
As I learned how that beat was like structured on there.
You want to talk about it?
Just for a little bit. I mean, I'm just going to be talking about the beat because the song, which surprisingly I can't really give too much an explanation on, honestly, but the beat, like, specifically, like, as I learned, I think it was sometime, like, last year, how it was structured.
Yeah.
Through all that, and how it is now, just, I don't know, it makes me kind of appreciate it more.
It's always nice to see, like, how they put things together. Like, what samples they choose. How did they, work the thing. Like... Yeah,
pretty much how they work the sample, pretty much, like...
I think they took it and they reversed it, right?
Yeah, they reversed the sample. DJ Dahi reversed the sample and pretty much made something out of it with that. It really doesn't sound like much... But, I mean, just to know about how that's structured, just...
It's really cool. It's really good. And then, you got your radio hit with Drake, Poetic Justice.
Yeah, which... I could say this for a whole, pretty much all the other, like... Well, not all of them, but a good bit of them, like, say, Don't Kill My Vibe, or, Backseat Freestyle. If you take this out of there, it's just like a regular song, like, versus like putting it in like
in the context of the album, honestly you could probably remove it and we'd still get what was going on. Like it'd be fine.
But yeah, I think he's trying to win a girl over with his poetry or something.
I totally forget what his verse says on that, but I feel like that is what's happening.
I just know that Drake's verse didn't fit with that. Last time I listened to it, it didn't fit with that.
Well, I'm gonna skip forward. We're gonna talk about swimming pools, which I think was Kendrick's biggest song for like a while. Pull up, drank,
yeah. That's probably was was his biggest song at that point.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I've talked to people and they were like, "Oh, I love this song. It's so good." And then like, but they have no idea it's actually a pretty sad song about a guy who's like, kind of succumbing to alcoholism. Where it's like, I'm just gonna drink, and because this is.
Yeah,
this is what you do at parties, right? And then you
yeah,
just drink more and more and more. There's no ending. You drown in a swimming pool.
yeah. It's kind of weird that. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're in a vibe or something. You listen to the song, it gets you turned up and whatnot. But
yeah, but if you look at the lyrics,
especially the second verse, when it's basically him like his conscience talking to him, like saying like you're drinking too much here, man. Let's take it down a notch, man. It's just like, but he's still going.
Interesting, because the battle with alcoholism does not stop with this with this song. In later albums, he also like talks about how he'll pick up the bottle and go a little crazy.
Yeah, but that was through like different reasons, because this one is just through like, again, peer pressure.
Yeah, this one's peer pressure. I guess he's still young here, so it's more of like just I'm at the party, I'm turning up. Whoa, this is like testing where the boundaries are, and then like definitely going past it.
Yeah, so you would see in like the next songs.
Yeah. Dude, do you want to talk about Sing About Me? Promise that you will.
Yeah, pretty much that's pretty much the result of going through all this peer pressure and going through.
I'm sorry, I'd have to cut you off really quick. So, just because I want to frame how the song comes out. So, in the story right now, Kendrick got set up.
Yeah, we pretty much skipped through Good Kid and Mad City, so
we did. I did because I really wanted to talk about. But anyway, we're just gonna talk about the story, which is really cool. Kendrick got set up. He after he's done chilling with his friends and they rob whatever place, and they're like, Kendrick got someone to meet, so he's gonna go meet them, and then we're gonna meet back up at like 10:30, whatever. So Kendrick goes to meet Shireen, and that is not what happens. Kendrick gets his ass beat. So
okay, so that was the "Where Is You From" or some shit like that. Like pretty much like he meets up with these dudes at this certain
agreed upon location where he was supposed to meet Shireen. And what actually happens is some niggas from another gang show up, and they're like, "Hey, yo, where you from?" Like,
yeah, it's like they're spelling. You're right. He's pretty much at a different section. So if you know how gang stuff works, like they have their own turfs.
He was not in his hood.
No.
So after that happens, Kendrick gets fucked up. He meets back up with his homies, and they're like, "Oh no, like that shit's not just gonna happen. That's not just gonna happen. Let's go light them up." Like,
okay, that probably was the thing going on in Mad City then.
So they go back. And they light up the block that Kendrick got beat up on. And obviously there's some return fire, and one of Kendrick's friends
he got shot.
He dies. And "Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst" is them reflecting on, like, this gang activity is stupid because, like, if someone just died, we're not going to get him back.
At this point it comes to a pretty much a turning point to where, like, they have to stop doing all this stuff and pretty much find a way out.
Yeah, which is where you get the grandma coming in and talking about, "Oh, you're dying of thirst. You know what you're thirsty for? Holy water."
Yeah.
And they go through and sing the prayer.
Yeah. Pretty much get saved.
For however long that works. But,
For a few of them anyways, but yeah. Oh yeah, that went on, and then that pretty much leads into them living their real life.
Yes.
Which goes into the song "Real,"
which I used to play that so much. I think that's my most played song from this album too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm real.
Really, really real. Yeah, that hook is catchy. I will say that. But no, it's pretty much the end. It's pretty much the start of the ending part.
Yeah, well, I think real the.
No, Compton.
Okay, so Compton is like the actual end of the album.
Yeah, pretty much going over like.
And Kendrick got a Dre feature.
He did.
That's legendary for Compton.
Yeah, that's a Compton pretty much high mark.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but yeah,
talk
that
about rep for your city. Yeah.
but yeah, that was but no, did Dre produce that track?
He might have.
No, that was Just Blaze. That was Just Blaze.
Just Blaze?
Yeah. I think I haven't listened to a good few of his stuff, even though he's been around for years. Mm-hmm. But
I'm sure if we did like a Just Blaze, like just looking up his stuff, we'll probably just be like, oh, I didn't even know you did that.
I mean, there was one other one that came to mind, but it wasn't as bombastic as Compton.
Yeah. So. Great beat, great song, and like, I think a good closer track where it's just like being very appreciative of the city. It's a beautiful place, and
And despite of all the stuff going around, he still rests for his city.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So that is the official ending for that album, but Deluxe has a couple more songs. Some of my favorites, like Black Boy Fly.
Yeah, I do enjoy Black Boy Fly, and also The Recipe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Women, weed, and weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Collect Calls I really enjoyed as well. And then, of course, at the very end, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe with the Jay-Z feature.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was
a thing because Jay came and snapped on the beat real quick, and then Kendrick came back and put another verse, and then elevated it, said some more shit. It was so hype because it was I don't know.
I mean, a lot of people like you were feeling that same way,
yeah.
But for me, I know I wasn't too much big into him at that time. Until I actually got down to actually listening to his stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. It was so the remix came months after. The remix came months after, because I had obviously heard Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe from listening to the album the first time. I didn't listen to the remix with all the deluxe shit months after. But the reason I get so hyped is because that was kind of the beginning of okay, I hear what you can do and you can say it this way, but then you switch your flows, you say it was just really interesting to see how he just kind of it was rapping, mm-hmm. but it felt like a level above what you would normally get with rappers.
You see his talent as a lyricist, pretty much. Okay.
And that got me so hype because it was just all right, because no one snaps like Kendrick.
No, I will say that right now. I don't think nobody.
And
that I can think of.
What the odd thing about this is, since this is a Kendrick episode, I may as well bring this up. If you actually break down similes, metaphors, how he actually structures his rhymes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He is technically one of the greatest, but he's not the most intuitive or most genius at wordsmith stuff. But the level that he's at is really good. It's good enough it's better than what you would normally get with like average rappers, but not so confusing that I like have to sit down and like, like write a whole paper or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can dissect his stuff without it like being like too confused.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for this and a few more albums coming up, like I don't know, damn was a bit.
I mean,
bit for me, but we'll talk about that when it gets there.
But do you want to start with "To Pimp a Butterfly"?
Yeah, like I said before, T-Pab, you know, 2-Pab, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, as far as like what I was saying before, as far as like songs that you can pick out, you know, and actually, you know, have them in a certain like event or section, something, you know, for the vibe. Wesley's Theory.
Yes.
Because that's just Funk Central right there. Thundercats.
Never go wrong with some Thundercat.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Terrace Martin is specifically on there. I know he's on the album, but I'm not sure if he's on that track
specifically on that track.
But Thundercat does. Who else was on there? And no, it wasn't Isley, was it? Robert Isley?
Hold on, I'm looking at the credits. Hold on. But just great stuff.
But yeah, pretty much how this album starts off is him pretty much living at him living at top status as a you know a successful black man. Pretty much.
Yes. At this point in Kendrick's career, we've had Good Kid, Mad City, which is touted as like an instant classic, and Kendrick has obviously gone on tour a couple times from that. He's got hella money. Mm-hmm. He's in those rich people circles, not the same ones as Kanye, but you know, he's basically up there.
Yeah, he's up there. He pretty much goes about it through this song, but also, I guess there was, what was it, this character, Uncle Sam?
Yes, so actually on this album, it's very interesting. Kendrick has multiple characters.
Yeah, the Uncle Sam one.
Uncle Sam is an allegory for the United States.
Yeah.
He's talking about how America
basically wants him shaped a certain way.
Yeah. They want his money. You are a money-making machine.
Pretty much, yeah. Because he said pretty much you can live at the mall, or like pretty much you can have all these nice things if you do this for me. You know, sign this contract.
Exactly, and later on in the album, we get into Lucy, which is obviously Lucifer.
Yeah.
Sign over your soul. I can get you all of the things that you want. I can put your mama in that nice house. I can get you all the baddest bitches. What you want? I got you. Just sign right here.
Yeah, pretty much. And these two characters are pretty much recurring throughout the whole album.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. I remember when it first came out, a lot of people didn't understand the Lucy thing. They were thinking that Lucy was Kendrick and just like another like alter ego or something. But no, you know that is Kendrick's. That is like the devil whispering to Kendrick's ear, like, "Hey, I can do all this for you." Just let go of your God.
Yes, yes, let go of it. It's wild out a bit. Like, I forget about him up there.
Yeah, and it's a lot. God is a character on this album as well. How did we not think about that?
How much $1 costs?
That whole track, so Kendrick, beautiful way with words to be able to paint the picture of him, you know, just hanging out. I think he was like at a stoplight. I think that's how the track starts, and he was like, you see this homeless man, you think he's high, you know, obviously he's homeless, he looks dirty, and he asks for $1. Hey, can I get $1, son? And you know, obviously you say no, I don't have $1, I don't have cash. And it's just so interesting because I just love the part of the song where it's like the homeless man staring at him, Kendrick's staring back at the homeless man, and Kendrick's like, I see you, I smell you, I know what you're after. I'm so frustrated. How dare you stare at me this long?
Yeah.
Like, expecting some goodwill out of me, expecting me to just give you $1. Like, what'd you do to deserve $1? I need this $1. I need every penny, nickel, dime, coin that is in my possession. I need more.
Yeah.
And
the thing the thing with the homeless man was that, like, how much little effort for him would it be for him to actually give that $1?
Yes. It wouldn't cost Kendrick a lot just to give up $1 for this homeless man. And Kendrick doesn't want to do it because he has all these assumptions about this homeless man, just based off of what he believes this homeless man is looking or thinking. Homeless man hasn't said shit yet.
Yeah, no, just saying how much would this $1 really cost you?
And you know, and he's giving him Bible scriptures like, you know, have you read this? And
fuck, I think it was Deuteronomy or something.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I just remember that the climax, the end of the song, it's just like, it cost you your spot in heaven because I'm God. Like,
yeah,
all you had to do was give me $1.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that is so interesting. Because I think that talks a lot about how much does $1 cost your soul? That's really what he's saying. Like,
yeah.
Being infatuated with the money, not willing to help your fellow man.
Pretty much being this selfish person that you pretty much became because of Lucy,
whatever. Yeah,
Lucy and all that.
Being greedy.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that pretty much that whole track was just
amazing. I love it. This whole album is filled with stuff just like that. That was just at the end.
But yeah, to go back to the beginning though, just kind of just skip through everything else.
So yeah, I know.
For free.
This dick ain't free.
Yeah, it's basically a play on how maybe some girls would like say their pussy has a price on it, pretty much.
Yes.
But like, it's like basically because you know you got money now. It's just like it still is just like they think that they can get this dick no problem, but it's just like, bitch, no, it's just like gender equality. Just like, you're gonna get this from nothing.
Exactly. Like, you need to show that you're worth like getting this dick. Like, you're not just getting it because I'm not giving out free dick. What the fuck? I value myself. All right. Like, exactly. I'm worth something.
Yeah, it's pretty much male empowerment. Male empowerment?
What? Misogyny?
I just want to say that, yeah, that's male empowerment. I can't think of anything else but that.
I mean, yeah. Awesome track, and I love that message. King Kunta, what do you think?
You know, that track is funky as hell.
Oh, yeah.
That's another track you could... Yeah, yeah, pretty much it goes about basically how people would like pretty much cut him down, if you know the story about Kunta Kinte and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He mentions like cutting the legs off of him, pretty much people putting him down, like.
Yeah, what was the story? It was like nigga was so fast they had to cut his legs or something. So I don't know the story. I'm just made that up.
I know. If you know the story, that's the base. That's like the basis of it that I remember, as far as like them cutting his legs off. But yeah, I'm not sure completely about that.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think the premise of it is Kendrick is so good, so at the top of his game, you will literally have to, like, disable him to, like, get him down. Like, you have to, like, really try and handicap him if you want anything to happen, because he's at the top. King.
Yeah. Yeah, it went from peasant to a prince to a motherfucking king.
Exactly. And then, institutionalized.
Yeah, that, what was it? It's basically him, like, actually going back to his hood, you know, bringing some of his homies to like these events that are like high dollar and stuff like that. But the thing is that his homies still had this like institutionalized mindset of like seeing all these like nice like jewelries, nice like you know, like, nice things and all that, and they want to steal it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you've been eating ramen noodles, drinking Kool-Aid your whole life. You just came out of jail with, like, you know, it's they serve you like protein bars and shit. I don't know what they serve in jail, but
like, they don't serve protein bars. I know that much.
I don't know what they serve in jail, but it's probably not very. It's not fine cuisine.
No.
So imagine you go from like dirt, shit, poor, nothing out there, to just at the upper echelon of society, red carpet. There's bitches walking around with diamonds just cuz.
Yeah, you want to snatch all that.
Yeah, that's a walking lick. You know this could change my life, but then it's the mentality of that where it's like you are literally here next to them.
Yeah.
You don't have to rob them. Like you're here. This is it. This is everything, right? Well, this is not everything. I understand where you were, but it's like where you are now, you need to recognize that. That's the institutionalized mindset. That's the problem. You could take people out the hood, you can't take the hood out the people. That's what I'm just talking about.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly. As old, I believe it was Bilal on that track.
Yes.
Says shit don't change unless you wipe your ass.
Yeah.
So.
Don't change. You get up and wipe your ass,
nigga.
I love that.
I love Bilal in general. Man.
Oh yeah, he's great. I was just gonna say that line. You know, shit really does not change until you get up and you wipe your ass. Otherwise, you'll just be sitting in shit and you'll just be covered in it for forever.
Yeah, just
you
like
gotta get up. You gotta change. You gotta clean yourself. You gotta do right.
Yeah, pretty much. And again, at least that's what he was trying to do, but kind of went about it in a kind of abrupt way because it was such a sudden change for them.
Yeah, so Kendrick's been doing this for years, obviously. He's been around these people. He's been, like, in the society. He knows how to act. He's cool. He's rich, whatever. Mm-hmm. He just, like, popped his homies up out of there. Like, you can't just... That's like you can't just shock them like that. You know, slowly help them build up some money. They get used to it and change their mindset. And I think that's a better way. You can't just take someone out of the hood and expect them to be like, okay.
Yeah, no. Just help them from like, I'd say just help them from like, say. Yeah, I guess I would say a distance, but like, actually help them like get off the streets and actually, you know, make something of themselves.
Exactly. Yeah, because you can't just like supplant someone. It's not the proper way to do it. Like something's gonna happen. They're gonna break. Like,
yeah. Although Kendrick probably knows this, he doesn't need our advice.
No, he doesn't. In fact, he's actually talking about it because he learned from his mistake. Like,
exactly. But yeah, institutionalizes.
Yeah. It's good conversation.
Yeah.
But, shit, these walls, I fucking love these walls. He's talking about pussy. He's talking about, like, he's talking about, like, what, jail cells, and he's talking about, what was the other, there's 3 walls.
There's 3?
Yeah, he's talking about pussy, and he's talking about being, like, in a jail cell. I think he's also talking about being, like, trapped in a room. I forgot how the verses go. But, phenomenal song. Anytime you can, like, sneakily talk about pussy, I'm just like, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the wordplay for it, I mean, like, as far as, like, the subject matter, I mean, it wouldn't matter too much to me, but, you know, I mean...
I just think it's smart. I just think,
slick.
I like how he did it. It's slick, yeah, like you said.
Yeah, slick.
And then there's you.
Yeah, You's right after that. This is pretty much pretty much him go like I think it was like I said before, as far as like his reasons for drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like in swimming pools, it was through like peer pressure and all that.
Yeah.
Through this, it was more so through depression and self hate.
Yes, exactly. I think, and when I first listened to this, I cried.
Yeah, I understand. With this one, I just had I wasn't crying, but because I felt like I was in. I feel like I was like pouring out my spirit to God or something, just in my car.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the emotions. Like it's like legit. Like I don't know if anyone out there has ever been depressed that's listening to this, but it's not fun. Like,
it really isn't. It really isn't. It's pretty much how like belittling you feel of yourself.
yeah, and then like I don't know. It's like it all kind of feeds into itself. Kendrick's talking to himself in the mirror. He's like, "Wow, look at all the things you've done, all the shit you talk about, all the shit you've supposedly accomplished, but like X, Y, Z happened. What were you doing? Like,
Yeah,
you couldn't
where
even
were
do
you?
this. You don't care. Like, it's there's so many different like elements to like things. Yes, we see Kendrick the star, but there's also Kendrick the person. There's Kendrick and like his relationship with his family and his friends. Or is he there's so much more to a person, you know? And Kendrick, on this track specifically, he talks about how upset he was with himself, and I felt that because I've also been upset with myself over things of a similar nature. Not not those specific things, but like similarly, like my relationships with my family and all of that other things. So Kendrick really, I think he articulated it well, like those emotions.
Yeah, I sort of feel the same way about that. Well, at least family-wise, right now. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's okay. It's gonna be all right.
yeah, exactly.
We
It goes
gonna
right
be
in.
all right.
Seriously, that's pretty much like the self-empowering track. Like that's again, I would say like these also then this one here, some more tracks that you can take out of and put into like a scene, like, and it would work pretty well.
Yeah, I think "All Right" was the that wasn't the lead single from this album, was it?
Leading,
Or was
you
it
mean
I?
the first one was I.
Yeah, the first one was "I," but like the biggest one.
It had to be all right.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So that's basically what I mean. Yeah. All right. Do we really need to say anything? Like,
Yeah, well, we can basically it's not only speaking to him because he's going through his, like his own like problems with himself,
yeah,
but
but it's black empowerment here.
yeah, pretty much that's pretty much the whole track though, as far as like what stuff we've gone through, as far as like the whole police brutality thing, and how that has been perceived and nothing was done about that yet. Mind you, that people have been like talking about this way before.
We have definitely been talking about police brutality and everything like for
Years
and years and years. But the overall message is, we'll be all right as long as we stick through. Just continue trying to fight the power in what ways we can, and shit's gonna be good. Enjoy the time you got. For sale.
For sale. Okay, yeah, that. Yeah, I think that's when Lucy actually comes in. Actually, entices him to, pretty much like sell his soul to him. Pretty much. That's why, hence for sale.
Yeah, I forgot what Mama was like though.
Mama was pretty much him, even though he's like on the status of like he's the top person right now. Like, you shouldn't forget where he came from,
Right.
because at the end of the day, you'll still be coming back to your mama.
Okay. Yeah. That is true, and I think that's a very important message.
And also knowledge. He did go with picking that beat from knowledge. Him and Soundwave, who put in his little additives in there, like the voices, which I think that was probably actually a person there, but that and the I want to say that was the synth in there.
I can't help you.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Hold on, because it's not.
I don't want to say that's a synth. Was it?
No copyright. No copyright. No copyright.
No copyright.
I think that is a synth, actually.
Okay. Okay, well, got it right.
That part?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a bass. I really don't know, but I think that's a synth.
Okay, because yeah, I mean, they could use. Yeah, I mean, they have used those for like bass lines and stuff before. So.
Hood politics.
Yeah, hood politics. Not only just talking about the stuff like happening in the hood, but like stuff that's happening in rap. Because, like I said, how people care about like this stuff, but don't want to like actually put into it. They say they care, but they actually don't.
Yeah, I'm just reading through the lyrics now, and it's just like, you know what? Because he's talking about how just all this other like all the shit from like his hood.
Yeah, the Democrips and Republicans.
Yeah, he's talking about like how all these people fuck with him, but he's like, I've been A1 since day one. You niggas boo boo. Like,
yeah,
like,
yeah. I never thought I'd hear boo boo in a song, but.
He's like, I've been like cool since the beginning. All my homies cool. Everybody fuck with me. Like, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty much like oh, don't want to say boistering or just. I don't know if that's the right word, but
just boisterous is like loud. I think this is more just kind of just being all, you know, I'm the shit. Like, yeah. You're not.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, at least when it comes to the hood stuff.
Yeah. And then, of course, how much $1 really costs. And I would love to talk about Complexion, though.
Yeah.
An amazing song. This was the one with Rhapsody on it, right?
Yes.
My first time listening to Rhapsody, although I did not know it was Rhapsody, I did not check her out from this. But I did really love this her verse on here.
Yeah, it was really well put.
Yeah.
It was really well put. But yeah, this track pretty much tells you exactly like basically because of all that we've gone through, not just well, it more so it emphasizes on black people, but it isn't just for, you know, it isn't just only for blacks, but basically we judging from the stuff that we've been through, like all this judging by color, like it really is nothing. Like this pigment on our skin, like, it doesn't mean a damn thing.
Exactly. No better way to put it. You kind of summed it up perfectly.
Yeah, I mean I'm not like as far as like extravagant with my explanations, but I get the point across.
I think that was a great way.
Okay.
And then of course there's The Black of the Berry, which I remember when that came out. That was like super powerful. That dropped it and everyone stopped and was like, oh shit.
Yeah, basically that one there is talking about pretty much how like you would boast your blackness, pretty much.
Yeah.
How pro-black you would be.
Exactly.
Yet you're doing all this other stuff that is like going against the community or black community.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, the gangbanging and stuff.
Yeah, which there's always been like I don't want to get too political on here because while I do like talking about politics, I'm not particularly excited about talking about it on the podcast. But I'm just gonna like
we'll just put a little hint in there.
Yeah. There's always like a conservative talking point where it's like there's black on black crime and whatever, but it's the thing is, like, this is like a divide and conquer strategy because, like, all crime is bad, and that's not like an all lives matter thing. This is just like just talking about like how crime works. Generally, crimes happen in like, you know, places where people congregate of like people. So black people live around black people. Obviously, there's going to be more crime like between black people because of that.
Yeah, that's just based on the location on where they're like forced. Well, I don't want to say forced, but
you know, we're not going to get into how structurally America's fucked up for like their economics and stuff.
Yeah.
But I will say, you know, what Kendrick's getting to in this song is just that we are like, you know, kind of like love your neighbor, like, you know, we're black, we look the same, we go through like a lot of the same struggles, we're in the same area. Let's not kill it. Let's not kill people.
Yeah, let's just not go through all these like differences as far as like turf wars, because honestly, that's pretty trivial.
Yeah, like, don't let them control us with this divide and conquer bullshit. We black, like, let's go. Yeah, and, like, eventually we want to get to the point where it's like, all right, we're all a people, and we don't want to... Let's not, like, bullshit and, like, oh, you're Asian, so blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't care about that. Like, you're human, you're a person. Like, we're all on the same team.
Yeah.
But, you know... It's levels. Like, let's start at the smallest level in our group, black people first. Let's all get like on the same page. Mm-hmm. And black people aren't a monolith. Obviously, there's gonna be different ideas about different things, but like, you know, like
as long as the disagreements don't blow out of proportion, you know you can understand each other and not go through this.
Exactly, we can have a difference of opinion without people dying. Like,
yeah, we don't need any more conflict in our community.
Yeah, not like that.
No.
Or, like, robbing people, stuff like that. Like, come on. Like...
Yeah, I know times are hard, and basically you're not in the best situation, and you're not getting as much support from, like, maybe said government or stuff like that. But that's a whole different
If you're going to rob anyone, rob Jeff Bezos. Anyway,
no more about that than me.
And then, okay, so... You Ain't Gotta Lie, another one of my favorite tracks, one of my most played favorite tracks. You ain't gotta lie to kick my neck. You ain't gotta lie, you ain't gotta lie. Back in the day, I really used to, like, I'll just say it, I was like a people pleaser. I would just try and, like, you know, morph my way into different social groups because I wanted someone to talk to, and, you know, you just kind of, like, do stuff so that people will like you.
Yeah.
This song, and this was during the times that I was definitely dealing with that. I was first year of college. Didn't know nobody, and I didn't have like a lot of social skills, so it was just like, okay, well, what can I do so that people will like me? Not a very good place to be. You don't have to lie to kick it. People will hang with you because, like,
because you're you.
Yeah, because, you know, you're dope and you're you. And the things that you like, the person that you are, they'll chill with you, and like, you'll be accepted. It's okay. You don't have to lie about who you are for people to accept you. Exactly. And I love that message. It resonated with me. So good.
Yeah, I mean, it did the same for me too. It's also one of my favorites, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It just gives like a bit of a homey feel for me.
Definitely.
But yeah, that goes into what was it?
Yep.
The live version, actually, which is the best version.
It is way better than the studio version.
Yeah, there's like just a whole bunch more energy feeling through this track, and you do again. It's another like more so black empowerment song.
This one is. I think this is more about self-love. Where it's like, I love myself, you know, that's the chorus, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much, well, I guess self-empowerment then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, then it goes to at the end, the whole speech thing, which that happens after, you know, people in like the crowd were getting into another conflict pretty much. For like no reason, so Kendrick stopped them and pretty much went into this whole verse about about his I think it was some elder person that was teaching like shouldn't use the phrase "fuck nigga."
Yes. So my first time that's my first time with the word niggas, and
surprisingly not mine, because what was the I mean, there was one other person that went over this term, and that was YC the Cynic, or Kemba Now, who's a Brooklyn rapper.
Well, I did not know of this term. Kendrick definitely introduced me to it, and to this day, no, I'm fucking lying. I just say niggas. I like saying niggas. It is great.
It is. But I mean, it's good to still have that knowledge, though. As
yes.
Far as, just to see
niggas
like what
meaning king.
Yeah, just see what kind of potential you had, like as a descendant.
Mm-hmm.
Just. Yeah, just, I mean, not very much else I could say other than that for that one.
I don't want to have to get into a conversation about, like, the N-word and who should not say it. But I will say, just in my perspective, if you're not black and you're out there saying the N-word, why? That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, for me, I honestly don't care, but I will advise you that is a quick fire way to trigger a black person.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say like not every black person's the same. So but they might not beat your ass, but they might. Mm-hmm. It's really a roll of the dice. I know you guys liked. I'm getting a little. I know you guys like to test things. You guys jump out of planes and stuff. Don't do it.
Yeah,
don't do it. Just relax. Just relax. Be respectful of people. It's just a word. It's not really like, ooh, special, whatever. Just don't. Just leave it alone.
Just know that it's like hours, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
you can call me king, though. Like,
yeah, king, emperor. all
Boss.
That. Yeah, all that, man.
Like, if you want to call me something, call me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that leads into Mortal Man.
Which is an amazing track. You go.
Yeah, I think the most I get out of it, honestly, also, the stuff at the end, but, what the actual song is talking about is basically how people would see, like, say, someone who is, like, at a high status, like maybe a celebrity or something, and then you see them doing this bad stuff. It's just like you get surprised, but it's just like you see. Basically, you used to see them in this like certain way, but at the end of the day, they're still human.
Yeah, I think that goes along with the saying where it's like you don't want to meet your idols because they're not like what they seem. They're just human. Everyone's a person.
Exactly.
Like, no one's perfect. We're all human. We all have flaws. We all have different, like, shit.
Yeah, pretty much don't put them on such a high pedestal. Like,
yeah, they are no better than the next man. They are mortal men.
And through all that leads into the whole, basically the whole, crap, we didn't even go over the whole poem thing that happened in the...
Oh, God, you're right.
Okay, basically there was a poem that happened throughout the whole album. Like, it started off through,
He starts off with, like, a line, and then he does, like, 2 lines, 3 lines every couple songs.
Yeah,
and
it builds up.
It builds up to the last track, which is the song, and then he says the entire poem, and then it gets revealed he's actually reading this poem to
Tupac. Yeah, he's just like... He's been reading this to Tupac, and, after, going through this whole thing, pretty much going through what all was going on throughout this album. Pretty much have this conversation to Tupac about basically his foundation. The foundation, I think that's what the ground was about.
Yeah, and I forgot, like, the actual, like, things that he said, but I do remember.
Oh, really?
I do remember that it was basically kind of talking to Tupac about like how what do you think about the state of, rap and just the world right now? And this is obviously Tupac's dead. So this is an interview that I don't think was aired anywhere or released anywhere, but Kendrick got his hands on it somehow. I don't know. I hadn't heard it before.
I'm just saying. I think I think people could probably find it somewhere.
But I do like the way that Kendrick flipped it to where it felt like more of like a natural conversation, like he's actually talking to Pac.
Yeah, that's something that I really quite enjoyed, and it really gives you an insight on, if you did know about Tupac already, like how he was as a person and what kind of impact he had on like not only like the hip hop like culture, but like black culture in general.
Yeah,
just basically pretty much how he came up and how he like worked his way to this top, and paying like for all these companies through his like work ethic to giving back to his own community and all that.
Yeah,
basically going through his insights on what this world will be in like the future as far as like how things are going now, which he said in there, like like fires, bloodshed, and all that, which
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, because I mean, if you see about some of these not protests, yeah, I'm saying it's not protests because protests are supposed to be like non-violent, just get your point across to the establishment.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get into my topic on that too much. Just know that's what that's about.
Yeah, and I mean that's Tupac definitely predicted some things that came through. I think that was an amazing way to end off of that album, and Kendrick made a classic.
He really did. Like
another one,
another one, even more of a classic than the previous.
Yeah.
Like, people can have their own, like, reasons on, like, not wanting to, like, listen, like, or, like, not wanting to listen to it. Maybe it's not as accessible to them.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't deny, like, the messaging throughout this album, the concepts that connect together, like, multiple concepts that connect together. Like, the whole, like, there's so much to pack into this one versus Good Kid, Mad City, where, don't get me wrong, it's a perfectly structured like album there. Yeah, I'll say perfectly.
Yeah.
This one here is just, it has that, and then just multiple things like thrown, like added on to it. Like if someone was like, imagine this like I don't want a fucking gumbo. Just,
yes.
Like you put like your sausages in there, your little seafood thing in there if you want to put your rice.
Mix it in, throw stuff in, yeah.
Yeah, like the base of it is pretty much the rice or the stew you got brewing in there.
Right.
And then you just pack all the other ingredients in there, and that's what that's what this album is.
Yes.
It's packed with so much stuff.
And
I know it's packed with so much stuff that we're not gonna talk about all of it in this one session.
No, not properly. Okay. I will say, I just want to say the progression from Good Kid, Mad City to Pimp a Butterfly. Actually, every album that Kendrick's released up to this point has been like a steady progression. Section 80, we talked about it. It was good. Kendrick was kind of Kendrick's intro to the mainstream scene.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff on there. Some introspective tracks. Some cool, interesting things he did with perspectives on certain, like, baby mama, stripper, hoe, prostitution, all that stuff.
Yeah, pretty much what's going on through there.
Yeah. Good Kid, Mad City, personal Kendrick story. This is how you can see, like, his, like, You get to know who Kendrick is as a person. Like,
yeah, what he went through before all this.
Before the fame, before, like, getting, all of that. And To Pimp a Butterfly, now, this is a lot, like, you still have the personal Kendrick story of, like, going through all these different, like, things, but you also get, like, this is, like, more of, like, specifically, like, the black perspective. Although there was elements of that on everything. But this one is like black as fuck, like, and I love it.
Yeah, this is pretty much like a. This album was so black. I will say that.
Yes, like the funk is there. There's rock elements. If you know that rock was actually created by black people.
Yes.
There's soul. It's
jazz.
The jazz. There's so much.
There is, man. It's just
all packed up together, just like a gumbo, like you were saying. To Pimp a Butterfly is truly something great. Even if you don't, if you're not a fan of like how it is like sonically, just that's fine. That's subjective. That's your opinion. Whatever.
Yeah.
I will say you can at least admire the amount of work that went into this, like the artistry to put this kind of project together.
Yeah, not only the message like I was saying before, but him like handpicking these certain people of like not only like modern, but like old stuff. Like I mentioned, Robert Isley, he is on there. Trying to think of another one. Bilal, because he's been out here for a minute.
Yeah, everyone who's featured on this album is really good.
Yeah, there's
so much talent. Like Kendrick really knows what he's doing when he puts together a project. This album was so good, and it took years of preparation. That actually his next thing would come out isn't even like a properly structured project, but it was still amazing. Untitled, Unmastered. The throwaways from To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, pretty much the B-sides. Yes, which started off with the first one, which I still can't get a good grasp on with that one.
So, Untitled, Unmastered. For me, it's hard for me to remember the song without the title. So, no titles, but just if you play it, I've listened to Untitled, Unmastered maybe like 15 times in a row. Like
I got it on here.
Quick. There's a lot. Kendrick goes over just some concepts where it's like, what was that one? He was you learn something from a black man, you learn something from Asian, you learn something from Mexican culture or whatever.
I should say. Oh, okay. I think that was like the third one actually.
Yeah, that was probably like the third or fourth one. But I like that song. There was just a lot of cool like ideas that were floating around for this album.
Yeah, yeah. At least, yeah.
But not like a solid like. It's really just like the whatever like stuff that was still good, but it didn't make it to the album.
Yeah, if you put these into TPAB, well, I'm not sure if any of them would
fit exactly.
Yeah, nah. No. Which is why, again, he probably took them out.
They don't even like truly fit with each other.
No. If you go from like this track here, which is more of like a the first track I'm talking about, which is more like a sort of I don't want to say boom bap because that's its own thing, but like going from that like track to Untitled 2, which is the what was it? Get God on the phone.
Get God on the phone.
Yeah. I see jiggaboos.
Yeah.
Yep, I see styrofoams. Yeah, that one. And then you go into the third one, which we just talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because... Yeah, structurally, it would seem kind of off compared to the cohesiveness of TPAB.
Yeah. Or like A Good Kid, Bad City.
Yeah, that too. I don't see it being anywhere on Good Kid, Bad City.
But great little thing. Lots of good listen. It's only like 30 minutes, right? It's only like half an hour, like a listen.
Yeah. Oh, like 34.
Yeah. And that released what, 2016?
Yeah, it was 2016.
And then the year after that, we get Damn, Kendrick's most commercially commercially successful project to date.
Yeah, I would say that. Even it's his most commercial
it has the
project.
biggest numbers.
Yes, it does. I'm not mad at that, but
Alright, but we can talk about it. This project definitely doesn't feel like it had the same kind of care that TPAB had. Not to say that it sounds bad. Like, a lot of, like, all the tracks I really like, all the tracks I really like, DNA is really good. Element, I fucking love Element.
Yeah.
Gotta stop pussy ass nigga, I'ma make it look sexy. Yeah. Loyalty, I'm sure you've heard Loyalty. Anything with Rihanna is amazing.
I'm actually not. I don't like Loyalty, man.
I liked it. How about Humble?
Humble, yeah, of course I like Humble. No, if I don't know. That just goes to my specific I guess my taste or anything.
Yeah.
Even though I am varied, but I don't know. There's just some stuff that I don't know. I can just write off on, and I don't know. Loyalty was too samey for me.
That's fair. Like I said, it definitely has more of like a radio, this just honestly the vibe of this album of Damned just sounds like Kendrick was just trying to make money at this point. Like, he already accomplished what he wanted to do with TPAB, and now he's just like, all right, it's time for the check. Like, let's make these radio hits. Let's make something but still has Kendrick flavor. Where it's like, he is talking about a lot of things that, you can add like a little bit more of a deep perspective onto if you want to.
Because
but it's listenable. It's easy to just have, at a party or something.
Yeah, it is. And again, I'm not knocking him for that, but and I wouldn't say it's kind of jarring because it's done plenty of times before. But
I think this is done very tastefully as opposed to like some other artist.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. But no, I was just looking at some of these tracks.
I'm like, let it out, man. Let it out. What's All right. Well, okay. Here's a good question. What would you say is like your least favorite track on here?
Oh, that's easy. God.
Why God?
Because going off of some of these other tracks where it's more like him going through his emotional states at this point, or him going through his past, pretty much going through all that, his aggression and his fear and all that. Just going to that track there, it does make sense. It does make some,
I feel like
some kind of sense, but the production there is just
it's a little weak for a track to be named God, for it to sound like that.
Yeah.
I get what you mean, yeah.
I'm good. Which is kind of funny because the track after that, Duckworth, is my favorite. Like I said, I'm pretty varied, but like I said, Loyalty was samey. This one had the most beat switches and all that, and just Knife Wonder did his thing with the sampling, and I just love that track, and plus the message on that track specifically is it's great on that one. Just with the threes. Pretty much, well, the three people. What I mean by the threes, there was a concept of three things, say, three people involved in the story. And Duckworth was just Kendrick, Top Dog, and his dad. And then there was the three beats that were on this one track, the three samples that were put on that were sampled throughout these beats, and as well as they're from three generations.
Yeah.
It's a lot of threes. three. Yeah. I enjoyed that track the most if you want to talk about favorites, but there are still some other ones I did enjoy as far as introspective. DNA, even though it is a slap of a track, DNA, it talks about pretty much what, pretty much, again, more so it's foundation, but I guess it was I don't want to say like loyalty, but just like what's in him, like what was in him, like as far as like where he was from or what he was around.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably the track that I think about the most is like Fear, and that's just because he's like talking about like fear as a concept is it's heavy and I think in the song it's like, you know, fear of getting beat by your mom, fear of like going out into the world or something. But like fear as a concept.
Yeah, fear of not, well,
fear of being poor.
Yeah, like just
fear of hell,
losing success and all that.
Fear, yeah. Fear, like as a concept, like it's very interesting.
Yeah, that's another one of my favorites there. I'm trying to see if I can pick a third. Let's yeah, it would have to be DNA for a third. But yeah, those three.
I also like Love, but I just like it like I just like the sound of it. It sounds really good.
I mean, it's an okay track. I mean,
I got pussy to this song, so that's pretty good.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool. If it can do that, I'm not gonna argue with that. If he could get me something, I'll put on some Drake.
Okay. All right. I'll stop being X-rated on this podcast.
Man, we already talked about other stuff on here.
It doesn't fucking matter.
We haven't even talked about anything X-rated. Wait until next episode.
Okay. But yeah, that's Damn. That's really all my thoughts on Damn. I don't have much more.
Yeah. As far as like an album, again, it's pretty accessible, but concept-wise, it's a bit more broken apart versus the previous two.
Yeah.
Or even three, if you want to count some of Section 80. But
this definitely felt more. You know, this is like the improved Section 80. I personally think I would like Section 80 as a project more, but like, wow, I've never even thought of that, but I do. But Damn is it's more like radio friendly.
Yeah, it is. That's pretty much the main thing about it.
Yeah, that's like the best way for me to put that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think we got any more projects. Nope, no, that's it for Kendrick.
That's it for Kendrick. So drop a fucking album. We need music, Kendrick.
Why, we ain't gonna be too demanding over here unless it's this guy, but it's been 3 years, man. We just want to hear at least a little something.
Almost four, right?
Almost four. It'd be nice to hear a little bit of something.
You do? What, you thought you could just step out the game like that? Who you think you are, Kendrick?
I mean, I think make something like Team Fab. You're golden.
You're just a mortal man. I need more.
You can be golden and still a mortal man. Just retire early. Do the Snoop Dogg route. Just do other things.
Okay, no, I'm kidding, obviously. It would be amazing to hear some new Kendrick music. If he decides to ever drop a single, do a verse here or there, that's cool. I'm not really, like, crazy to hear anymore. I feel like he's accomplished what he needs to with Spin Butterfly,
Yeah,
it's good.
And commercial success with Damn, too. So.
Yeah. I think his name is cemented in the game as one of the greatest.
Yeah, at least as one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's like a whole list of people I can put up there, and yeah, he would definitely be up there.
Yeah, I think I started out saying, like, at least from the 2010s, like, that generation of rappers, like, he's at the top.
Yeah, it's been pretty much after this whole decade, or previous decade, I would say definitely he's been on top for a bit.
Yeah, and we're just gonna exclude talking about Drake here because that's like a different conversation. Drake is like superstar status. Drake might get his own episode. We don't know.
Yeah, because we have our opinions on him, and kind of similar, but yeah.
I really don't need a whole episode for Drake, though. I just need like 5 minutes.
True.
I just need like 5 minutes. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Well, maybe like 10.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll come up later on.
Yeah, later on. But anywho,
this is the Kendrick episode. Yes.
Anywho, yeah, that was, all of that. But, if you want to, get to see some more of us, just get on our socials, Instagram, Facebook, the Twitters, and like, comment, subscribe, and all that.
Yeah, definitely share with your friends. Do all that good stuff. Want to hear from you guys.
Yeah. But yeah, this is Seven Chambers signing out.